Hi everybody, hope y'all are doing well. It is Friday and finally the end of the week, and y'all, I think that we are prepping for some more weather coming here in Arkansas this next week, so just a little heads up. But no, I hope y'all are having a good end to your week and getting ready for the weekend and just some time of rest and time with family. But I wanted to hop on and say hi, and I just wanted to share something that our little family is doing. It originally started out with me just kind of working with Bella, and she stays home with me a few days a week, and we work on homeschool stuff and just activities throughout the week, and working on her numbers and her letters and her oh gosh, anything else we can work on. We've got all kinds of activity books. But a new thing that we have started doing, and y'all, this is not for if you have kids. If you don't have kids, it's just something good to start as just a family, as a husband and wife, or boyfriend and girlfriend, or if you have a roommate, or even if you're just by yourself. You know, the Lord tells us to hide His word in our heart, to bind it on our hearts and our heads and our door frames and our, and His word is so important. But if we don't know it, we can't apply it. And sometimes we don't always have the word with us. We don't always have our Bibles with us, and we face a situation where we need His word on our heart right then and there. We need His guidance, we need His encouragement. And so I just wanted to share something that we are doing in our little household. And now at our church we memorize scripture. My mother-in-law does a class on Sunday nights, and that is one of the main things they do, is they memorize scripture. But we can't just do it at church. We've got to do it at home. It starts at home, with ourselves, with our families, with our kids. And so I wanted to share something. So Bella and I have started learning scripture. She's sitting right here with me. We have started learning scripture, and y'all, it has been such a wonderful thing, not just for our kids, because Bella's 4, she's getting to the point, she can memorize things great, has a wonderful memory, and so there's no reason.
I want to be 5.
Yeah. And she's going, I lost my train of thought now, but she's old enough to learn that stuff. And Gabe he just turned 3, and so it's a little harder for him to understand, because Bella's vocabulary is, seems like twice of what his is. But he talks a lot, and he knows a lot of words, but he's even beginning to pick up on it too. And after just us saying it in the car, if we go take a drive, we say it in the car with her, he has picked up on it. And y'all, he's learned the verse, and for a 3-year-old to learn a verse, that's pretty good. And so yeah, you can put it on. And so anyway, but it's been a great thing for James and I, because we are learning it too, and it kind of puts us on the spot because we have to know it, because we're teaching them. And so I wanted to share, and down below my comments I'll put the link for this, and this is for kids. But y'all, we have to start somewhere as adults, and so sometimes it's hard for us to learn big passages of scripture, and so sometimes we just need those smaller ones, those quick ones that we can easily recall, until we start getting to where we can learn those bigger scriptures. But we are called to learn His word and to bind it on our hearts. And we've even got it on our door frame. We've got one of the little rolled up scriptures bolted to our door frame. And our whole life should be consumed with the word of the Lord, and our house should be a sanctuary, and we should talk about the word and memorize it and quote it. And so I want to share with you, and I'm gonna put, like I said, the link in below. Pinterest, there was someone on there who came up with these, and they're so wonderful, and I didn't print all of them out because I ran out of ink, but I want to show you. So we have started on the ABC scriptures, and for kids this is wonderful, and I know it cut my A off, but it takes a scripture and it starts like with an A and then a B. So our very first scripture that we learned started with an A. Bella, do you want to say your scripture for everyone? Why don't you say your scripture that you learned for everyone? That as...
And then you can give me a little snack.
Listen. Say
as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua 24:15.
And y'all, it's as simple as that. And I learned it because I had to teach her. And so now we quote that scripture all the time. And we've actually started on our second one. The next one is B. So we started with our A, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. The next one is B, be kind to one another and build each other up. 1 Thessalonians 5:11. And so these are just little ABC cards. And you know, I know there's 26 letters, so there's only 26 scriptures, but y'all, that's 26 scriptures to hide in our heart and to be able to quote and bring up at a time when we may need it. We're going through something. We're just having a hard week. We're, I don't know, having just a hard week at work, or we're having a hard week at home, or, you know, our kids are not minded and we're frustrated thinking, are we doing this parenting thing right, you know? Or, you know, maybe we're single and we're thinking, am I ever going to get to be in a relationship? Like, you know, or am I ever going to get married? Or, you know, whatever the situation may be, it's so good to have the Lord's word in our heart, because we can pull that up when we need it and don't have to necessarily have our Bible in front of us, because He's hidden it in our heart. He's made that imprint and now we know it. And so I'm going to put this link down below. Like I said, this is not for just those of you that do have kids. For those of you who have kids, this is a wonderful, wonderful resource. But us as adults, we have to start somewhere learning His word. And like I said, you can print them out. You don't have to print them out. You can go on that Pinterest page. When you click, it'll take you to the link. And you can pull up the different scriptures, and we're doing one a week. So last week we did the Joshua 24:15 Joshua 24:15 scripture. This week we're doing the 1 Thessalonians 5:11. So we're just taking it a week at a time because our kids are learning it. But those of us are as adults, I mean, you can learn one a day, and you know, that's 26 scriptures to just already have on your heart and your mind, be able to recall, because we need His word all the time, and it's powerful to pray His word, to quote His scripture back to Him, and so my prayer this week, I just wanted to share that little tidbit of information. Start learning His word and memorizing it, and teaching your kids, or teaching your nieces or your nephews, or learn it together as spouses. James and I are learning it together, and we're having fun with it, so it can kind of be a bond for a marriage, or like I said, it's a roommate, or it's just you. Make it a challenge to just say, hey, I'm gonna learn a scripture a week, or if you want to go the more challenging route, a scripture a day. It's just so powerful to know His word and to be able to immediately recall it, because it may not be for you. You may have a friend that reaches out to you this week and says, man, like, you know, my marriage is struggling, or I'm having relationship problems with a friend or a parent. Me and my parents aren't getting along. Me and my sibling aren't getting along. And it's so nice to have that scripture to be able to quote to people, and to be able to be that encourager, instead of just kind of, you know, like thinking, I don't know what to say to them. Oh, y'all, the Lord's word, it is encouraging, and it provides wisdom and knowledge, and that verse that you learn may just be the verse they need. So learn His word and start somewhere. I mean, you got to start somewhere. Start like a kid, learn your ABC scriptures. So I will post this link down below for y'all. And y'all, if 3 and 4-year-old can do it, you most definitely can do it. So learn His word, hide it in your heart, bind it on your door frames. y'all, you know, the world is a rough place and we've got to cover ourselves. We've got to shield ourselves with, that's a part of our armor. He gives us our armor. He tells us we have to put our armor on daily. His word is one of our pieces of armor. And, you can't go into battle if you don't have the word. The word is what we use to defend. That is like if my husband, who is a police officer, went to work without his gun. Obviously he doesn't use that on a daily basis, but that's his protection. And if you don't go out in this world with your protection, y'all, Satan is just gonna beat you down. You don't have any way of coming back at him. But, something happens at work or, oh gosh, I don't know, road rage. Somebody pulls out in front of you. Instead of being cranky and, saying things that we shouldn't, quote the scripture. There's power in that. And so I encourage y'all this week, join our family on learning scripture. Last week was, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua 24:15. That is one of the most important because, we're making that commitment that our family is going to serve the Lord. And then this week's, be kind to one another and build each other up. Y'all, that is something that we all need to work on. If someone makes you mad, that verse can pop right back into your head. Be kind to one another and build each other up. Be that better person because that's what Christ has called us to do. And so I encourage y'all, do that this week. Learn your scripture. And I pray y'all have a good weekend. Who knows? You may see me on again. You may not. But y'all have a good week. We love y'all so much. And we'll talk to you a little later. Bye.